Hello, I'm Super Orange Cat. Here today to talk about Toonami's ratings from this past Saturday night, December 11th, 2021. Let's start at the top of the block. At the top of the block, we have Blade Runner Black Lotus at a 0.10, Yashahime at a 0.08, 0.08, and a surprise rerun at a 0.07, Naruto Shippuden at a 0.07, Fana Pirate Princess at a 0.07, Dr. Stone at a 0.06, and Dragon Ball Super at a 0.06. Overall, there's honestly not that much to talk about this week. Like, the Blade Runner Black Lotus hit a 0.10. That's kind of where it's played around for the past 5 or so episodes, except for that 1 week where we actually went up to 0.15 and then promptly went back down. I think 0.09 to 0.12 is kind of the range it's going to play at, barring some weird exception, and it would only be a surprise if it escapes that range. But Yashahime, interesting, it got a 0.08, 0.08, and then the rerun got a 0.07. It could possibly due to some type of normal bleed off throughout the night. However, it's also possible people saw the first few minutes, was like, wait a minute, I saw this episode 3 weeks ago, and then just changed the channel thinking, oh, the season's over, must be a rerun, or something like that. And I guess that's plausible. But then afterwards, you have Naruto right behind it at 0.07, and even Fana. Fana, which really never wowed with its ratings either, getting a 0.07. And then you have Dr. Stone and Dragon Ball Super pretty retaining well. And that's the one good thing you can say about this week with Toonami's ratings, is that the retention is pretty damn good. I mean, it's not that often for a non-marathon week where the final rerun actually gets 60% of the rating that the first premiere gets. Usually we're like well past lost half of it, because I remember so many times when we had something like, when we're airing new episodes of Dragon Ball Super, we'd get like a 0.35, 0.36, and then the last show, whatever rerun they throw at the end, gets like a 0.08, 0.09. That's like a 3/4 of a loss. We only lost 40%, which doesn't really mean that much when the rating numbers are this low, but that's one thing of good news. In a time period where Toonami hasn't been getting that much good news, it's at least something to look at, something to point at. But really, other than that, there's not that much to talk about this week. So to tell you about the future, to kind of get you informed on how Toonami is going from here, this upcoming Saturday, that being December 18th, 2021, we will have a new episode of Blade Runner Black Lotus, followed by the Animatrix, followed by, I believe, followed by Dr. Stone and Dragon Ball Super reruns. Christmas night, we will be getting an all-night marathon of Blade Runner Black Lotus. Only reruns. On Christmas, we will not be getting a new episode of Blade Runner Black Lotus. And then on January 1st, New Year's night, we'll be getting another new episode of Blade Runner Black Lotus. We'll be getting the actual Season 1 finale of Yashahime immediately after that. And then following that is a the first 6 episodes marathon of Cowboy Bebop. Again, after that, it's all question marks, because, again, the only premieres we'll be keeping going into the January 8th schedule is Blade Runner Black Lotus, which at that point will be approaching its end, Naruto Shippuden, which we will have until the inevitable heat death of the universe, and then 2 or 3 new show slots need to be filled, and we've already been foreshadowed that one of those slots might be filled in with a rerun of Cowboy Bebop, which would be pretty disappointing to a lot of people. And with shows in the air like Attack on Titan, which we will be getting like almost the second it starts being dubbed, because Toonami still has that very favorable contract where they get the first dub airing rights. So they get it before it ever gets streamed here in the US. And that's probably the last time ever I will ever get to say that with something Toonami has. It was a deal they were able to secure, was it like 5, 6, 7 years ago, back before streaming became as ubiquitous or as profitable as it is now. So we will never be seeing that type of contract again. But Toonami will be getting the final bit of Attack on Titan immediately. So as there's this question about whether or not we can actually get Demon Slayer Season 2, there is no question on Attack on Titan. We will be getting Attack on Titan probably in January. Other than that, I mean, again, I mentioned that Demon Slayer, it's looking more and more unlikely, but it's I would still say it's like a 10% chance we get that. Other than that, you gotta imagine at some point we do get Assassination Classroom Season 2. It would be a hell of a bummer to just only get half of that show. And also, if it's Toonami, you have to look at sweet sequel runs. So, seasons of shows that have already aired on Toonami, possibly also airing on Toonami. So, that includes stuff like Megalobox Season 2, which has kind of disappeared from many people's memories, and also something upcoming like Lupin the Third Part 6, stuff like that. And that's where not being able to get a show such as Stone Ocean, the sixth part of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, will come and hurt you. Considering that it got put on Netflix and it's gotten rave reviews, people love it. It's allegedly, since Netflix doesn't actually ever release this data, gotten a lot of clicks, and it has become very profitable for Netflix, which, like I said, always shows anime is increasing in profitability in the US. It's not a fad, it's something that's probably going to stay around, especially as the state of Western animation and Western comics starts to increasingly unravel at this point. And I can go a whole day about talking about why the comic book industry is getting killed by manga in the US now, and why American animation is inevitably going to fall behind anime here. But again, that's a completely different video. This is all about ratings. To sum it all up again, ratings, a very boring, samey week, not much differences. I think only differences we saw were like 100ths in either direction. What do you guys think? What shows do you think Toonami should put on there? Leave your comments, leave your opinions down below. I'm the Super Orange Cat, and that is all.